Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We're George and Martha.
Hello.
Today we'll be recapping Big Little Lies Season 2, Episode 2, Telltale Hearts. Celeste has taken Ambien and
I don't know. I think it was just your delivery.
I know, like a newscaster.
Yeah.
Tonight at 5, Celeste has taken Ambien.
And the makeup.
They overdid it with the makeup. I mean, I've slept in my eyeliner. I wear some heavy black eyeliner.
She wears a lot. She paints herself. Anyhow, what?
And she's driving. She looks like she was in
A raccoon.
Yeah, it's bad. And she's dreaming about sex with Perry, and then
Airbag. Did you hear the noise she made when the airbag came?
oh, it actually was kind of sexual. That was my thought.
Oh, okay.
She's dreaming about sex with Perry, and then oh, okay. Well, glad the airbag gave you a nice orgasm there, Celeste. She's a strange bird.
Yeah.
So Madeline comes to pick her up, and she tells her that she passed the breathalyzer test, but she took an Ambien. And Melanie goes, "You have to be real careful with the Ambien, Celeste." And then
She says babe, which
yeah,
I can't.
gotta be careful with the Ambien, babe. And then they pass Bonnie hiking.
Walking Dead. Hiking.
And she's all, and they're like, right? "Hey, Bonnie, what are you doing?" "Hiking." "You're in the middle of nowhere." "I'm not in the middle of nowhere. It's a hiking trail."
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, "Bonnie, are you on drugs?" And that, to me, was a little subtle racial dig, because Celeste just crashed her car because she took Ambien. She's like, "Gotta be careful with that Ambien, babe." And then Bonnie's out for a walk, and you say, "Are you on drugs?" Poor Renata.
She is going to be on the cover of the biggest magazine in the fucking US of A. I don't remember what she said. But
Women's magazine something. But yeah, she's going to be on, I guess, the Time magazine for women.
something.
She's all happy, and then her Gordon Gekko husband, all of a sudden, FBI, Gordon Klein, securities fraud, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, "This has to be a mistake. This has to be a mistake." You know that Laura Dern face? What are you doing? What? She's always got... Even in Jurassic Park, she always looked like that. When she's going through... Remember when she's turning on the lights or something, electricity?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Okay, T-Rex, Raptor. I love her, though. I love you, Laura Dern.
We love you so much.
Listen, Betty Davis said, "You haven't made it until somebody's imitating you." So, consider yourself a success now that
You're welcome. You're welcome. The investigator was seen in her car driving away after they arrested him, after the FBI, the investigator from the first season.
That's right. I wonder if that's going to come into play. I'm sure it will. That's no accident. And then Madeline brings Celeste home, and Mary Louise is there waiting. She was worried sick. What happened? Nicole Kidman looks like some Korean AI bot walking in. What happened? "She had to help me with something, Mary Louise." "Yeah, I had to help her." "You went out like that?" "I had to." And she just runs away. Very odd.
Yeah, in her Uggs.
And then Mary Louise has a little confrontation with Madeline.
First of all, she's ruined Meryl's performance for me, because now all I think about is Jessica Lange.
Well, this is the unseen Jessica Lange audition footage.
You
so
ruin everything
again,
for
you're
me.
welcome.
Okay.
I know.
Think I'm a bully?
You know something, Madeline? I suspect on your good days you're a godsend. But on your bad days, decidedly less so.
Weirdo.
I don't know what Meryl was thinking. Her choice was... See, we did that chain thing. It was our version. The Jessica Lange version would be to give you a sexy dangle.
Yeah, like a little...
But
on your bad days, decidedly less so.
But Meryl decides to start eating her chain.
Petting it.
It's very, very odd. I guess it seems to me that Meryl's basing this on someone she knows who has those very specific quirks.
And have those same teeth.
Yeah, I think they gave Meryl some fake teeth.
I don't understand. Well, I don't know. She probably requested them. I don't think they told her to wear them.
It reminds me a little bit of Joan Rivers making fun of the British.
Yeah.
It seems like they're purposely giving us these shots with the idea in mind that they're going to become GIFs on Twitter.
Yes.
Already, the Meryl scream heard around the world has become a GIF and a meme for everything. It's like, when you realize you have to go to work on Monday, ah! You know, when you realize Trump is president, ah! Everything. And I'm sure somebody's going to be sharing that, you know, over the Hope Hicks testimony, you know.
Yeah.
When you're wondering why DOJ sent a lawyer for Hope Hicks. What did you think of that date with Jane and her colleague?
I don't care.
I don't either. I'm finding this whole subplot with Jane dating the weirdo, as he calls himself. I think he says the last socially acceptable bigotry is against weirdos.
I want to know what prompted her to get a job in this aquarium. Was it alluded to in the first season?
I don't remember that. And she doesn't want to take the money from Perry's estate, so I don't know how she can afford to live off her aquarium job.
And they also left that little cottage, which I loved. They live in some, generic apartment now, I guess.
I don't know what's going on. I'm not interested. I couldn't care less. Stop that. Bonnie is driving with her daughter, and her daughter is doing the usual child who's in distress routine.
Yeah.
You know? Mommy,
are you going to leave Daddy?
Are you getting a divorce? She's like, no, why would you think that? Who are you mad at? I'm not mad at anybody. Oh, sure, right, Bonnie? Just walking around like a zombie, not speaking to people and hiking in the middle of the woods and disappearing at all hours, lurking around the police station. But sure, everything's fine. Lie to your kid. And then she sees someone behind the car that appears to just be a tailgater, but she thinks it's a cop and she has a little panic.
Yeah. Is that like a PTSD thing as well?
Well, she's very paranoid. She says that she feels like lying about it is haunting her. It is. I mean, they call it the Telltale Hearts, right? That's the story of the Telltale Heart. You know the story.
No.
Oh, no? The Edgar Allan Poe story?
No.
The Telltale Heart. It's about, how do I make this short? A man stays with some old man with a creepy glass eye, and he becomes obsessed with the old man and thinks that the old man's watching him with his weird eye all the time, and he kills him. And he puts him underneath the floorboards.
Oh, okay.
And the police come, and everything's going fine. They don't see anything amiss. And the man can hear. And he's asking, do you hear something? Do you hear something? No. And then... And he goes crazy and he confesses. So that's what they're alluding to.
Okay.
And so, yeah, Celeste is having it happen. Bonnie's having it happen everywhere. I guess that's what happened when you kill someone.
Yeah.
What was with that therapy scene?
Ugh. I don't know. It's stupid. I think it's unprofessional.
That was a little weird. I can't imagine the therapist...
After what she's gone through.
Especially so soon. Telling her to remember him. And she knows a specific incident, too. Remember him beating you up in the closet after the office Christmas party.
That must have been... Yeah.
She knows just where to hit her. And Nicole reminded me a bit of her performance in Practical Magic.
Okay.
When she's having her memory. It's a lot of...
Okay.
She gets possessed in Practical Magic.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, okay.
And then she goes, now picture Madeline. Picture Madeline. She's like, you can't ask me. Picture Madeline. Okay.
And then...
No! No! No!
It was a bit much.
I don't blame Nicole. Nicole's, I think, a fabulous actress. I really do. I think it's poor directing.
Yeah. In writing.
An actor's trying to give you what you're asking of them, right? And if I were directing her, I would have said, you can be more subtle than that.
Yeah.
There's no need to... No!
It's like I'm bored.
I hate to admit it, I'm bored too, and this is...
But Renata, she's not
Why don't
boring.
they just make a show about Renata? That was great. So she's visiting Gordon
One
in
thing,
prison.
I couldn't hear what he was telling her. I heard that they're basically poor.
I think that's kind of the point, that it doesn't really... You know when somebody's trying to confess something to you and they feel really guilty, so they don't really spell it out that well?
Yeah.
It's just like, you know...
Yeah, but
You hear the keywords. Do time.
Yeah.
And then she goes, do time for that? That's not the worst of it.
Yeah.
What? Kind of bet the ranch.
Emma Bella's okay.
Yeah, Emma Bella's trust is irrevocable. And so he's telling her, I'm definitely going to do time. We lost all our money because I committed fraud.
I'm an asshole.
I'm a horrible person. And yeah, you have nothing except our kids' money, and that's hers, and that's that.
Yeah.
And she does her great. I mean, I
She's
love her.
so good.
She was good. She was. The way she pushes the glass. I will not be rich. That was good.
She can be theatrical. But she can also connect and be a part of an ensemble. I wonder if Meryl's struggling with that because she is new to the cast.
I'd like to give her the benefit of the doubt. I just feel like... I think she's used to being Queen Bee and everyone relying on her to carry the story. And I think it might be a case of everyone trying to get out of her way. It's a little bit like this. Sometimes when I'm driving, if somebody else is in the car with me, I drive more recklessly. When I'm by myself,
Yeah.
I have to be more alert. If someone's there, I'm like, oh, well, if I don't see something, they'll alert me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what's going on. They're like, oh, well, the master's here. She's here. I mean, this is great. It's Katharine Hepburn is here, and so we're all going to move out of her way.
Not Katharine Hepburn.
You know what I mean.
I
She's
know
like,
what you mean.
The media treats Meryl the way they treated Katharine Hepburn. She can do no wrong.
And Katharine didn't like Meryl, by the way.
Yeah.
Jealous.
You always seek out the bully. Yet again, the Jane romance plot.
Aspergery. I'm just annoyed in general by people who are all of a sudden professionals and they diagnose anybody who's awkward or quiet or, I don't know, different in some regard as being on the spectrum.
Well, it bothers me too that people feel very comfortable calling themselves Asperger's.
Oh, yeah.
When they're not. You know, it's almost like a joke now.
Yeah, it is.
I hear people do that with being gay too. You know, I'm a little gay. But you're not. You know, it's like, and now they do it with autism.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time. If someone's socially awkward, they're just like, yeah, I probably have Asperger's. I think I'm on the spectrum. Whatever.
Bonnie's mom.
Bonnie's mom arrives.
I would be pissed too.
She's very upset by this.
And I would be upset too. Don't pull this shit. Especially if you're down.
Because the husband doesn't know what's wrong with his wife.
Call the mom.
I would be so mad. And I love my mom. I love you, Mom. But really, I would be really mad at my husband if he sees me in a depression over something so fucking obvious. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Because you're basically saying, I don't know. I can't deal with you.
And then we move on to Renata dealing with the fallout of this whole situation with her husband. And she reveals that she has come from nothing.
And this is where I feel like the show is starting to get back on track a little bit. It's subtle. That's what this is missing. The show in general this season is just subtlety.
Right, when she says that fucker put me back in the hole.
That's all you need to hear.
And all Reese Witherspoon, Madeline, can offer, yet again, after she accuses Bonnie of being on drugs, do you need a Xanax?
Drugs and alcohol are like very popular in this circle.
Yeah, well, they're not drug addicts. They don't do opiates.
No, but wine is very big. Wine, you know.
Oh, I know.
I need my, you know.
I once spent a lot of time with a woman who was very judgmental of addicts. And I couldn't sleep one night, and she had had a glass of wine and said, "Oh, darling, would you like an Ambien?" So then the kids are in school, and the teacher is telling them it's okay to have feelings. You can talk to me about anything.
Where was that coming from?
There's no explanation. I guess it's just like talk.
Oh, they're setting up the twins being depressed because of their dad.
Right.
Okay, that's, okay.
Oh, if you have anything. And they're like, how about a dead dad? And he's telling Celeste, he's like, there was actually no emotion or anything behind it. He just kind of said it. I'm sorry about this. And Celeste is driving the kids home.
Which, this is a good scene. This is like a scene. You have hair on your nose.
Thank you. It's been driving me crazy this whole time.
Well, why didn't you take it off?
Because I didn't want to mess up my makeup. I couldn't see. Thank you for your help.
That was a scene that could have been from season 1. Very subtle, the way she, we shouldn't talk about that. Only bring it up to me. Let's keep this a secret. That's such a sick,
I know.
Sick
when she's
parenting.
telling the kids, no, it's okay to talk about your feelings, but maybe you should
Not
just
with your
talk to me
friends.
about it, not other people.
That
is really sick.
It's so sick, but it's like you have that visceral response. You don't roll your eyes, when she's in therapy. It's, you think, you have you're like, oh my God, that's so sick. These poor kids.
And then things get even worse.
It gets even better.
I mean, by when I say
no,
worse,
it does, but like storytelling wise.
Yeah, it starts to hit you even harder because, they get home and Celeste is telling Mary Louise what happened, and Mary Louise tells her that she doesn't like Madeline.
Yes.
And Celeste is like, she's a wonderful friend. She's been a lifeline to me. Well, you're wrong.
Madeline saved one of the boys from drowning.
I didn't know that. Where were you?
So good.
That was good.
So good.
I loved that.
And then they're fighting.
I think what prompted that was that Mary Louise tells her, "I love to be here to help you, but I'm going to get a flat so that I'll be nearby but not too close."
Yes.
And Celeste is like, "Mary
I'm
Louise,
so grateful.
We're so grateful for everything you've done, but a little space might be good."
And then that's so good. I didn't realize that's when it came in. Where were you? That's like good writing.
Giving it.
And it's such good writing.
It is. These are the moments where I feel like the show's getting that feeling back. And then, oh God, this scene really bothered me. So the boys are fighting outside again, beating each other up. And Celeste goes out to stop it. Mm-hmm. She's intervening. And the kid is in a fit and starts attacking her, which kids do. I've seen this happen many times.
Especially in, the situation that they're dealing
traumatized, right. And one of the little kids is just like, fuck off to Celeste. And she no, you will not be him. And the kid hits his head on the ground.
I think what upset me about this is you will not turn into him. That's an eye roll moment. Everything was going smoothly, and then
you will not be like him.
I guess the shove, the push doesn't bother me because I'm more fucked up than you.
No, you know what? You're right. Maybe if she shoved him
and didn't scream at him like an adult.
If she just by instinct, that I could see, just pushed him off and then was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you lose.
Cuddled him like immediately, but the way
he was also attacking her and his brother.
I could see an instinct like, whoa, get off me. But then to keep going, you will not be him.
And then Meryl looking on, Mary Louise.
Yeah, doesn't do anything.
That makes sense to me. The character, she's fucking weird. She's taking a mental note. She's making a mental note. She's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, with that whole Telltale Hearts thing, they've all now had a moment of paranoia. Renata notices that the cop was there who was involved with their whole Monterey 5 case.
Yeah.
She brings that up. Then Celeste says to Mary Louise, I feel like you're always looking at me with this suspicion.
Yes.
And she does. When this happened, it's like, boop, 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 going in the file about you, Celeste.
Yep.
Nathan is dumb as a rock. Well, I feel bad for Bonnie because I'd be mad if somebody sent my mom. But her mom is like, boom, boom, boom. I know what's going on here. And she points out to Bonnie that she's like, maybe you picked this guy precisely because he's emotionally dumb. Just like you're the only black person around here. I haven't seen any other black people. Now, we keep seeing how othered Bonnie is.
Yeah.
You're on drugs. They didn't include her all, right?
Yeah.
Like, they left her in Tahoe. Nobody bothered with her. I think they all look at her differently because, well, she's really the one who committed the murder.
Yeah. And she was an outsider even before that.
She was.
Madeline's always had an issue with her.
Yeah. So then we get another Ed and Nathan scene, which I kind of enjoy. I like those.
I love them both.
They're very funny. So Nathan goes up to Ed, and he's like, I'm running now. And he's like, oh, for office? He's like, no, I took up running so that I could run with my wife. He's like, oh, that's nice. So I guess I'm off the hook for lunch. And then Nathan is like, you want to go right now? You want to do something? And he's like, so first you asked me to go out to lunch with your wife. Now you want to get in a fist fight? He's like,
yeah.
It was pretty funny. It's just like one of those, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Two bros. I love this Renata court scene.
Love you, Renata.
Well, you picked up that the judge's name looked a little bit like Kavanaugh.
I thought it was Kavanaugh. What is it, Cavamiro or
Calamari?
Calamari.
Like calamari?
Yeah.
It was weird.
B. Is there a B in there, though? A B?
Robert Kavanaugh. I don't know. It looked like Kavanaugh.
Is that a tip to Kavanaugh?
It felt a little Kavanaugh-ish. And then we started thinking about how Renata would have handled the Kavanaugh hearing. Yeah. And Renata has her telltale heart moment, because while they're talking about bail, she sees everyone laughing at her. Maybe we should go for $1 million? Yeah. And she's like, ah! They're all losing it.
They are.
And then we're out to dinner with Bonnie and her parents. And
I've never seen Bonnie's mother before, the actress.
She's good, though. I mean, she calls everything out. She's like, your husband doesn't understand what's going on with you. Seems pretty obvious to me that this is coinciding with your little gala in which you watched a man fall down the stairs and his head splatter all over the place.
She is called out for her drinking, though.
She's called out for her drinking. It's not a nice scene. But she's getting right to the heart of the matter. She calls out the husband, and then she calls out Bonnie. Your mope-a-dope shit is not working for him. Mothers piss you off, but they do have this way of...
Yeah.
They reveal what needs to be revealed. The boys have just told me that I have another grandchild. Could you do me the courtesy of telling me his name?
Poor Ziggy. That's all I have to
say. I know, imagine. Ziggy, this is your grandmother that you never knew. Hello, Ziggy.
Wait, where's the... Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Ziggy. Here's a little something for you, you little bastard child.
Ziggy, the name, it seems like that name is appropriate for him. I feel like Jane would like that name for a son. But his full name is Siegfried, I think. I
don't like stupid names for kids.
No, where's Bobby? Where's, Susie?
I feel very bad for Madeline's kid.
Chloe.
Why is Chloe? Yeah.
They're punishing her because of their behavior.
I don't understand why Chloe's in trouble. She's a child. She heard her mother saying...
Of course she's going to repeat it.
That was some major drama. Yeah, it's not like her mom came to her and said, listen, there's something going on, but please keep it between us. And, that's something that Ziggy's mommy has to talk to him about.
And even that's, it's fucked up that you'd have to actually say that to a kid. Keep it to yourself. When you're a little kid and you're forced to keep a secret like that.
I know. But let's say she heard something because of what happened, right? I feel like it would be better to at least explain to her why it's a secret, right? Because that's really something that Ziggy's mommy needs to talk to him about, not you.
Yeah,
but
if you have
instead,
to, then you have to.
She's blabbing in front of her kids about this, and then, of course, the kid repeats it, and then she's in trouble, and then they're fighting, like Madeline and her husband, and I kind of don't side with the husband on this. Why does he feel entitled to know about it?
I think maybe because he knows that she had an affair. You know what I mean? He knows these things, and he's just maybe over. He's done with it.
I don't know if he knows yet about the affair.
He suspects something. He suspects.
I don't know. He's pretty smug with Nathan. You know, he seems to think he's such a good husband. And so good with all of, Madeline's problems.
But do you remember just at the hospital in the first season, he knew something was up.
Yeah.
At the theater.
I don't know. I think he's in a little bit of denial. And you're right, this is bothering him. But I just don't think he's entitled to it, to act like, oh, come on, Madeline. No, if I knew someone came to me and said I was raped and don't tell anyone, I wouldn't.
But the fact that the child found that Chloe knows, you know what I mean? And it goes back to Nicole, or to Celeste and her kids. Let's keep this in the family.
Yeah, well...
They're really fucking up their kids.
That's right. She tells her that. She's like, from now on we have to keep things in our family.
And you remember last season when she told, what's the older daughter?
Abby,
that she's having an affair?
Terrible.
They're fucking up their... I mean, I think... But that's what's so good about this show. You're just watching these kids get fucked up in real time, you know? And it's all on them. And then Jane has to tell Ziggy what happened. It's not an ideal moment to tell it, but that's on her. That's on Jane. You know what I mean?
That scene was really sad. I liked Shailene's acting. How she literally can't face Ziggy.
Yeah.
She keeps doing this. And she has to tell him, yes, those are your siblings.
Yeah.
And then when Ziggy says he salted you, imagine having to explain that to a 9-year-old. 8-year-old. I think they're 8.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was heartbreaking.
But then said you were going to lie. Why didn't you come to me earlier?
I figured you'd just lie.
And he's right. She would. If this didn't happen, she would have continued to lie.
But I did love the way the scene ended with Madeline and Chloe.
Can I have my phone?
I have my phone back.
The whole point of her going in was to get her phone back.
She's her mother's daughter. I'm really, really sorry for what I said. So are we not going to be charged now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we have this wonderful scene with Celeste and Mary Louise. Mary Louise is a typical victim blamer and telling her, why don't you want to believe that he was faithful to you? Why do you seem so eager to believe he supposedly had this affair? So it says he raped her. Well, how do you know?
I mean, it would be hard, though, to accept that your son was this monster.
I can understand that, but the thing is...
She's not hearing Celeste.
No, but also, I feel like... Look at the contrast here. Look at Bonnie's mother and how well she knows her,
Yeah.
Right? Most moms are like that. And I don't believe for a second that Mary Louise didn't have any inkling that her son had this monstrous side to him.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Nobody knows you as well as your mom knows you.
Now, wait a minute. Who died? Somebody died. Was it his brother died? Perry's brother died in an accident, right?
Yeah, we don't know. And
then where's the father?
Yeah, it's a whole weird... there's a lot to be revealed.
She's like this mysterious... Yeah.
It's funny because she says Celeste is an enigma. Well, you're a bit of an enigma, Mary Louise. But then Meryl has a real Meryl moment where she starts listing off the things. I mean, well, because they keep going back and forth, and Celeste says, your son was not an innocent man. He beat me up.
Why didn't you go to the police?
Yeah, why wouldn't you go to the police? She's like, I probably should have. And
then she starts listing
she says, we had a sickness. We had a sickness, which they did. They had this back and forth and back and forth. And then she's telling her all the things that she didn't mention.
In 15 seconds before you learned of his infidelity.
Yeah, well, she goes...
And then he fell down a flight of stairs. And then, what did she say? Oh.
No, it's a whole... She lets these things all land so beautifully.
Yeah.
So he fathered another child. You forgot to mention that. He beat you up. You forgot to mention that. And you learned of his infidelity just 15 seconds before he plummeted down a flight of stairs to his death. Oh, you forgot that, too. You learned of his infidelity just 15 seconds before he plummeted to his death. Oh, you forgot that, too.
I feel like she would touch Nicole, though. Like,
yeah.
Try to, like, affection it.
You forgot that, too.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going to happen. I feel like there's some sinister shit coming from Mary Louise.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Perry killed the other brother.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get that feeling because of the way Mary Louise looks at the twins.
Oh, yeah. Like when she didn't interfere, like what you were saying. But she was, and then I want to know what the father is. She must have been abused, right?
Something's going on. So we see Bonnie's mom go in and do some black magic. Or something like that. She puts a few little things.
Bone, I think a chicken bone.
Yeah, a few things down, and then she lays hands on Bonnie, and Nathan wakes up, and he's like, okay. So that was that. Then Celeste and Jane meet, and Celeste is very upset because Jane tells her that she told Ziggy the truth about how he was
Celeste is
conceived.
not happy.
No. Yeah, she had to tell him. You know, this is the thing. Celeste doesn't seem to understand.
Celeste isn't happy that Jane told the truth.
None of them tell the truth to their kids. And Ziggy seems to be the most trustworthy kid.
Yeah.
And I think it's because his mom is very direct with him. You know? So they have a bond that the others don't have with their children.
Yeah.
And she had to tell him. What was she going to do? The kid's telling her he salted you. He knows.
Yeah, she was painted into a corner.
That was really sad. Then Bonnie and
Oh,
Madeline.
so dramatic.
They run into each other, and she's like, are you okay? What's going on? She's like, I just have this feeling it's going to get us.
What?
What's going to get us? The
The
lie.
lie. This episode alone was just bum 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 bum. I think it started with that lie too.
Yep.
The lie. It's like, oh, okay, we're done again.
The lie. The lie. There's an iconic Renata scene this episode, and we'll be...
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking iconic. But if I were to say it out loud, I'd have to say, what do the young people say? Iconic. Because I don't want to sound like a young person.
Me too. I know. I always have to
We're
qualify
the same.
it. We'll be reenacting that scene for you because I think that's the best way to capture it.
There's no other way.
There isn't.
Can somebody give a woman a moment?
Celeste is talking to her kids about how Ziggy's their brother. And they're like, but he's already our friend. Why does that make anything different?
Oh.
And she's like, well,
The
he's
family.
family now. Family isn't everything, but I feel
It's
sorry
so
for
creepy.
Ziggy.
I feel sorry for her kids, too, the twins.
Well, Madeline's behavior is biting her in the ass again because not only does she have one big mouth daughter, she's got the other big mouth who decides to say, who are you to tell me what to do? I mean, you were fucking the theater director last year. Hi. What's this about fucking a theater director? And Reese is like, no, we were just talking about colleges. You misheard that.
Where are you going?
Yeah, he's like, grabs the keys. Where are you going? To have my ears checked. And they have this big confrontation. And I'm underwhelmed by Reese's acting in the scene. He's really good.
Well, you can't pay attention because of the freaking Botox.
All of this does
Frozen,
not move.
and then...
the very top by her hairline is what's moving.
What is wrong with people?
She's so Botox that there's no emotion. It's just like, I really fucked up, Ed. We can't even do it. We're moving our heads.
Yeah.
There's no way to imitate it. And I thought Nicole Kidman had the bad Botox. Wow. Then we get this really sweet scene of...
I loved it.
I did too. I cried. When Celeste brings the kids over to meet Ziggy as their brother. And they come with little presents.
Oh, it's so cute.
It
And
was
Ziggy
really... He stands up like, oh my God. He's so noble.
He is.
That was so noble.
He's adorable, and he's a good actor.
He is a really good actor. I find the kids on this show to be really good,
They
actually.
are, and they're also like very well cast. The twins are perfectly well,
They
cast.
look like Perry
Yeah.
and Nicole Kidman.
And they also just look. They do, and they just look like such little.
They look fucked up.
Yeah, but also like very preppy.
Yeah, they're perfect. And the way that Celeste and Jane are looking at each other too.
Oh
is
yeah.
beautiful. I like that. Bonnie's mom has finally been given the boot. They're like, you need to go now. But she does leave some parting words. And because Bonnie's like, listen, I don't want your black magic. Like, keep this out of my family. And she's like, Bonnie, I've been having visions. She's like, I don't want to hear it, She's like, I know you have them too. What have you done now?
I want to know what vision she's been having.
My mom always knows when I've been up to no good.
Would she know if you killed somebody?
Absolutely. She'd know I did something.
Yeah. Something bad.
Mothers know. Mothers know everything, much to my chagrin.
Bonnie and Nathan's relationship
Bonnie's
seems to be
mom served her purpose because she pissed everybody off. She did her black magic, but it worked because in the end, Bonnie's curled up with her husband.
Affectionate.
And he's like, are you going to tell me what's going on? She's like, be patient, baby. I think she is going to tell him.
I think she's going to tell the police, too.
She should. Go ahead.
I think
Come
so.
clean. She didn't ask them to lie. And I thought it was good that her daughter saw them cuddling. I love that. They show the kid
nice.
happy.
That was nice.
Your kids see everything. I don't know if you guys noticed this. They're playing The Wonder of You through the credits.
What is this? Sing it. Will you sing it? I don't remember it.
Well, Ed performed this at the gala.
Yeah.
He's dressed up as Elvis.
Yeah. And she's off, running around trying to find people.
Yep. Yeah. When no one else can understand
Yeah.
me, when everything I do is wrong, you give me hope and consolation. You give me strength to carry on, and you're always there to lend a hand in everything I do. That's the wonder of you. It's my song to you.
Oh, thank you. It was very sweet.
And that's that.
We will return.
We'll be back. Let's hope.
That it gets better. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like...
I'm only watching for Meryl. I really am at this point.
Yeah, I want
And curiosity. I want to know.
Return.
Oh, right. Yeah, how could I forget Renata?
I know.
She's really good. But I'm just curious of what's going to happen.
I am too.
But that's that.
That's that.
Let us know what you think in the comments.